Welcome, lords and ladies, to another episode of Lords Mobile's Beginner's Guide. I am your host, Aevatrex, and today we're going to be talking about familiars. Now, familiars are a very important thing in your castle and in just the game in general, because they're going to be providing you a lot of different boosts and a lot of usefulness depending on what it is that you're going to be doing with your castle. Now, they can be used for attacking, defending. You can use them to take up specific stats. All of the uses that you can think of, there's probably something in the familiars for you, and so they're going to be playing a major role as you are progressing in your castle. Now, as you go over to the monster hold, you're going to be able to see a list of all the familiars you have unlocked, and once you click on them, you'll see the skills. Now, the skills are going to be one of the major things here, because you can either just get passive stats like range defense or HP or just attack, etc. You see here, this one gives army max HP, which is very good. But you also have things that you're going to see more common, like Rascally Rabbit, that a lot of leads do. That way their leaders are not captured when a rally goes wrong, etc. So they're going to be having quite a lot of different skills that you can use. And depending on what it is that you're going to be focusing on, you can go ahead and focus on taking these up as you want. Now, there is also some army talents, and these are the ones that you're actually going to be able to use in battle. Whether you're attacking somebody or they're attacking you, you can assign these familiars in order for them to actually perform these skills in battles. Now, you're also going to be seeing a number next to these familiars, and that is going to be the rarity of what they are. So as you can tell right here, you're going to see that there's 5s at the top, and then as you go down, you'll see 4s. Now you see 3, 2, and 1. So the rarity a lot of times also determines how strong a familiar is as far as their the battle talent. But like I mentioned before, there's so many different uses that it really depends on what it is that you want to focus on. I'll give you a perfect example, right? Bonehead here is not necessarily one of those familiars that you might focus on right away, but for me, it's actually one of the first ones I finished, mainly because it had level 10 ready to rumble. When you max it out, you get 10 more Coliseum tries daily, and since I'm a big Coliseum fan, that's something that really attracted me, whereas somebody else that may not care about a Coliseum might not really see this as a skill that they want to take up right away. Now, when it comes to familiar, you might be wondering, where exactly do we start? Well, you're going to want to start at the research. Now, you have 2 trees here that you're going to focus on. One of them is going to be familiars. The other one is going to be familiar battles. Now, familiars is the one tree that you absolutely want to focus on. And everything here is going to be helpful as far as taking up your familiars, because first of all, you're going to have to be merging packs, and these are the packs that you're going to be getting from this this building here, the Mystic Spire. So these packs are the ones that are going to help you unlock and also upgrade your familiars. Now, every pack is going to have different familiars that you're going to be able to unlock and upgrade, and all you got to do is just hit the magnifying glass and it'll tell you what familiars are included in this. And so as you go down, you got pack 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, then you have 3, and then you have 4. Now, in order to be able to unlock that, you want to be able to go through the familiar tree, and as you go down, this is where you're going to start seeing pack 2, and then pack 3, and then all the way down to pack 4. So until you can get down to whatever pack it is that you want to work on, that's how you're going to go ahead and unlock it. And of course, along the way, you're going to be unlocking a lot of things that will help you not only unlock them faster, but train them faster and all of that nice stuff. So in this tree, I would say that the most important thing for you to do is to get to pack 4, because that's really the end goal. After pack 4, you do have some more research to be done, but quite honestly, pack 4 is the most important thing. Everything after that is okay to get, but I wouldn't say it's like super pressing. Pack 4 is number 1 thing that you should get. And now, as you unlock more familiars, as you start upgrading them more, you might want to start using them more in battle, attacking, defending, etc. And that's where familiar battles will come in, because you're going to start getting these familiar battle slots. And essentially what these is, as you keep going down, you'll see that you have familiar battle slot 1, and then you're going to be able to get some stats, which is really nice. And then you'll see familiar battle 3, all the way down to familiar battle 5. So you can get up to 5 depending on where you are on your research. And essentially what that is when you go on and attack somebody, and you see tap to select familiars, if you finish the whole tree, you're going to be able to pick 5 familiars. Now, if you've only unlocked 2, then you're only going to be able to use 2 familiars at a time for attacking and defending, etc. So this is why trying to get all the way up to the 5th slot is very important, because every familiar that you can add to your march is going to make your march that much stronger. Now, we talked about packs, but how does it actually work? Well, we talked about how it starts here in the Mystic Spire, and you start merging these packs, and then once you finish it, you unlock it, and then you open it, and this is how it's going to work, right? So let's say I'm merging these pack 4s. We'll go ahead and use some speed ups to finish it off, right? So once you do that, you go over to your monster hold, and now you see that I have 14 pack 4. Now for you, it might be pack 1s, 2, 3s, whatever it may be that you're working on. But this is where you're gonna get them. Now when you do get them here and they're all done merging, you just go ahead and use them, and then as you open them, if it is a familiar that you haven't gotten before, you will officially unlock it. And then if it is a familiar that you have gotten before, what you'll get is these runes. Now in order for you to use these runes, you gotta start taking them up to level 20, then level 50, and you're gonna need some more duplicates of these shards in order to take them up. So you're gonna need quite a bit, and also the level of the familiar is gonna be very important. So this is why whenever you are done merging, you want to go ahead and use your familiar gear, which I would suggest you guys also work on this gear as well, because it does help quite a bit. And then you go ahead, whenever you're done merging some packs, go ahead and start merging some more. Never leave it idle, because that just means you're going to be losing time. Now let's talk about the familiar skills and army talents. Now we touched on that a little bit before, but like I mentioned, a lot of these familiars will have 3 different skills that you can take up. Now some of these will have different stats where it's battle stats. Some of them will have an effect that you actually have to activate with some skill stones that you merge, the same that you merge with packs. But they all do a different thing. So you gotta go through each familiar, take a look at what each one does, and then from there you can kind of decide which one it is that you want to focus on. Like for instance, we have here Blackwing that has a lot of army stats, whether it's army attack or army HP. So that might be very important to some people, especially if you're working on your stats. Here's a quick tip. Whenever you're training a familiar and you go over here to their skills, here you're going to be able to select an upgrade item at the bottom. And every time you use an item, the actual cost is going to keep increasing to a point. Now, every day at reset, that actually is going to go back down to the bare minimum. So an easy way to take up a familiar over time without having to rush it is to just upgrade here twice, 3 times, maybe even 4 times a day, and then just waiting for this to reset, and then upgrading it again 3 or 4 times for the day, and then rinse and repeat until you either max it out or get it to the level that you're looking for. Now there are also familiars that may not necessarily give you any like stat boost per se when it comes to battle, but what they offer you might actually be very beneficial to your account in general. So if you take a look at Territe here, you have Groundbreaker that increases your merging speed for packs by 20%. And like we mentioned, that's going to be a big thing if you're going to be taking up your familiars. And you also have Netherquake, which is a support skill that you can use that grants a random amount of fragments 3 times, which fragments is what you're going to be using to improve these skills. So once again, this is not going to be increasing your battle stats per se, but it is going to be making your account overall better, because this is going to be a very nice thing to have. There are also some familiars that have things like this, the Blazing Trail, which is an attack skill. Now this one kills troops, and the way that you would actually use these familiar skills, you have to get out of your castle and you got to pick one, right? And then you're going to see that there is a familiar icon on the right of whatever player it is that you're actually looking at. You click on it and it's going to give you a list of the ones that you have available to you, and if you have that available right now. Now it says here, I have insufficient skill stones, head to the Mystic Spire to make more. So let's go ahead and touch over the skill stones, right? Now as you start unlocking more familiars, you're gonna start getting these the skill stones that you actually have to merge the same way that you do packs. The main difference though is that for a lot of these you're gonna need some different items. Now you're gonna need some chaos cores for a lot of them, and for also some of them you're going to need some ancient core. Now there's multiple ways to get these things, whether it's through hell events or through packs, etc. Maybe even some different events that you can get these items, but depending on what it is that you're going to be doing, you may need some ancient cores, or you may need chaos cores, and you're gonna have to merge them with the skill stones. Now once you make the skill stones, you can go ahead and start using these skills, and then also depending on their cooldown, etc. right? There is also even more things that you can do, because on the right hand side here there is going to be another icon for familiars that you can click, and it's going to give you all the information of all the familiars that you have, all the support skills that you have, their cooldown, what each one does, what level it is, etc. So you have this whole list as you keep unlocking them of all the familiars that you have, and when you can use them, what you need to use them, etc. So this is why familiars are such an important part of the game, because not only does it make your account really powerful and very useful, but it can also render another account less useful, slow down their march, etc. It's all very important. So as you can see, this is why familiars are such an important thing regarding your castle and just your account overall. It's going to help you in battle, it'll help you have some nice stats overall for your castle, and it basically helps you in all aspects of the game. It just depends on what it is you want to focus on first. Do you want to go ahead and focus on the military side, improving all of your stats? You can go ahead and do that. Do you want to get a bunch of passive boosts that helps your account in general? You can go ahead and do that. Are you a Colosseum junkie like me? Well, there is even stuff for that. So invest in your familiars, take them up, max the ones out that you would feel is the best for you, and have fun with it. But yeah, hopefully this was informational and helpful for those of you that are newer and are trying to understand familiar just a bit more. Next week we're going to be having another episode, and this time we're going to be tackling artifacts. Now the artifacts are fairly newer to the game, but I dare say that they're probably one of the more important things in the entire game right now. So make sure that you tune in next week for that. But yeah, appreciate you guys for coming through, and until later.